All night. All night. I wanna rock with you. We back. Hold on, let me get OT in here. You know how to start it up early. Oh.
Living crazy is the only way. So tonight, just leave that bag of bombs that's on the shelf and just enjoy
Enjoy
yourself.
yourself.
Ooh, and the feeling, let the feeling come to you. And don't be mad at
All at all.
all. Living
You
off the
know.
wall.
Off the
Living off the
doom.
wall.
Yeah, that jump
Yeah.
fire, man.
What's going on,
Man, I
man?
wish I could really play. I mean, I ain't gonna do it because you play Michael Jackson, nigga. They ending the stream, but I just want to talk about just even one, not even just 2 seconds of it is a rap. Because I want to let me since we here, man. I want to talk about that off the wall. You hear the noise, how like doom 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 doom
Dude,
doom.
ooh, that shit. When the world is on your shoulder.
What
Let,
up,
let,
Demarcus Govon? What's good?
what's the deal? What's the deal? DeMarcus.
And
Off the
then this,
wall versus thriller, nigga. We
what you
know your ass.
yeah, which who you got, man? What you got, Demarcus, man? What you got? Off the wall versus Thriller, man. Darius was popping.
Off the wall versus thriller. We need everybody in the chat, man. Off the wall versus thriller. Let us know, man.
Yeah, for facts, because I you know what? I ain't even here to pick one. We want to know what y'all just gonna sit there and enjoy the album. He got
Oh,
Thriller.
thriller. Okay. Okay. I respect it. I respect it.
She got Off the Wall.
Okay. Okay. I respect it. I respect it.
You know what I mean? Like 1 minute I pick Off the Wall, the one I end up picking Thriller. Boom boom doom 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 doom. Sometimes man, that song is incredible, man. I don't know. She got Off the Wall.
You know where I'm going with this shit, man.
What you got? Who you got? What you
I
got?
got off the wall, man. Now listen.
Dang.
Now listen, man. We all know Thriller is the biggest album of all time. It is. Ain't nothing we can do about that.
You can't do nothing about
Ain't
that.
nothing you can do about that. It's a landslide. He got the bigger songs. But sonically, nigga, and with Mike in his bag, nigga, off the wall, nigga. Off the
Mm.
wall, Michael Jackson, best album, man, of all
I,
time.
I'm this is my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, don't kill me, y'all. Musically, just like the music, the sonically, just listening to it. That's aged. It just aged well
Age
on both
well,
albums. To be
man.
honest with you, it's that Thriller album. That music just incredible for music. I ain't talking about the lyrics. I'm just talking about the just the music, man.
Cause it's apple and orange with this shit. Like it's Mike. You feel me?
Yeah, it is
It's
Mike, the
Mike.
greatest of all
So we
time.
ain't tearing like ain't about to be no tear down on this bag right
Oh
here.
no, we ain't tearing them down. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had to pick and choose, my man OT going with Off the Wall, so I'm gonna go with Thriller for shits and giggles. At the end of the day, you
Right.
can't go wrong with neither one.
You can't go wrong with either one. I think
Tonight
Thriller got 9 songs. Off the wall
uh
got 10 songs.
got 10 songs. Got 10. So what's up, Tamika Dan? What up to Dan? What you got off the wall? Or you got off the wall or Thriller? What you got?
Off the wall of Thriller.
I love young Michael
Title
Jackson.
album. The title albums of the songs. Right. Off the
She,
wall versus Thriller. What song is the best?
she said she put some respect on off the wall. I agree.
Off
You
the
better
wall
tell
got
the.
back, and then everybody like that whole generation that was outside. That
Mm-hmm.
was outside when Off the Wall came out, and it was outside when Thriller came out. It seemed like they go off the wall, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this though. I had my mama. She going with off the wall. She got that
It's that
record
whole
too.
that whole generation. Like this is me, shit, nigga. I
I'll
wasn't
be
born when
there.
that shit was out, but like
Me neither. Me neither.
I just like this. I like Off the Wall better. I like the aesthetics, man. It's a bad motherfucker, man. It's a bad motherfucker. Songs like I can't help it. I can't help it.
Help it.
If I
But you
wanted to,
have
I
to.
can't
Can't,
help it.
yeah.
Even if I could, I
To
can't help it.
help.
If I wanted to, I can't help it.
Help it.
No.
Doom, 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 doom.
Do, do, do,
Doom.
do, do, do,
Doom.
do, do.
Shout out to Stevie Wonder for that pen game.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I
killed
mean?
it. Stevie
Shout out to Stevie.
killed it. Flip this
That
in the mirror.
mm,
Nothing but
mm, mm.
surprise.
That nigga get it, man. I don't think they ready for that, man.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 man. Man, I'm just telling y'all,
Damn,
man.
that shit. That shit.
doom, 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 doom.
Thriller
Y'all
got
ain't ready.
the Thriller, because to me, Thriller got beat it on it, man. Thriller got beat it, and Billie Jean, nigga, and Thriller. Like when it comes to Billie Jean and Beat It, ain't nothing you can do with that. For real though, ain't shit. Like Billie Jean is the one though, ain't shit. Nobody
Yeah,
can
Billie
do
Jean is
Billie
that.
Jean, bro.
Billie Jean is the one.
Billie
You
Jean
can't
the
do nothing
one. That's
about
what
that,
watched
man.
it. That's what changed. That's what changed the game. That's what did it. What did
That's
nigga
a
say?
fact.
Billie Jean from a movie scene. I am the one. And we dance on the floor and around.
Boom, 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 boom,
My nigga
boom,
Mike said, I think
boom.
one his, man.
Yo, I ain't gonna check that pretty young thing though as a fire. That's a banger right there.
Pretty Young Thing is a fire, boy.
That's a hit right there, man.
Take you there. Take you there.
Oh, let me stop
Man,
that. Yeah, I gotta
that's
stop
like
that.
where did you come from, baby?
boom, 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 boom,
And ooh, can I that bitch,
boom, boom.
that's a funky ass
Hey man,
song,
you
boy.
can just. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you.
Tenderoni. That
I'm
nigga
gonna be
Mike said
honest with you.
Tenderoni.
Hey, he said that's what they were saying back in the '80s. That's the crazy part.
Tenderoni, you got me.
Boom, 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 boom. You got some beats by Dre, or you playing it in your car. You gonna hear that song. It come out like dun, dun, dun,
Where
dun,
did you
dun,
come
dun.
from, sugar? And who can I thank you? Gotta be,
Better,
gotta be,
better,
baby.
doom, doom, doom,
That doom doom. Hey,
doom, doom, doom,
that
doom.
doom doom doom.
Yeah, that junk go crazy.
That shit go
I
crazy,
feel like
boy.
Pretty Young Thing could actually go on off the wall album.
Yeah, it
Right?
seemed like it was.
Yeah, bro. Like it seemed like it
It
was
seemed
made for
like it
that album.
was.
I'm just saying.
It seemed like it was. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we trying, man. We know what I mean, we trying, man. We Michael Jackson stands up here, man. And then hold on, OT, then be like doom 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 doom. He ain't even singing on it. Doom 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 doom. And then he
Yeah.
go back to singing, bro. Yeah.
Repeat after me. Say na
Nah,
na
nah, nah,
na
nah.
na na
Du-
na 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 na.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, take it in, take
Michael
it in.
Jackson to go.
Yeah,
Dude, hey, RC. Prince ain't messing with no Michael Jackson. It's not even close, man. Like I don't understand why people is debating that OT. He
right.
don't
You
got no
got,
album better, no Thriller, no
Thriller
Off
got
the Wall, man. Huh?
Off the Wall. You got Working Day and Night on that bitch.
Work, yeah.
Baby, you got me working day and night.
Boom, 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 boom,
Uh,
boom, boom. They slapped, man. That album was incredible, man.
Man, Working Day and Night. You got Girlfriend on that bitch. She Out of My Life. I can't help it.
Man, you got. Off the Wall got the. It got like a clean 10 on there.
Then the classic on Off the Wall is probably Rock With You.
I wanna rock with
Rock with
you
you
all
all
night.
night. Like
All
that's what I'm talking about.
night.
That shit, the motherfucking Off the Wall got some slaps on that bitch,
It
boy.
do.
They got slaps on that bitch, man.
Dang.
Let me go to Thriller, man.
Hold on. Oh,
Thriller got the girl is
oh, I
mine.
forgot that Human Nature.
Yeah, Human Nature. Wanna be
Yeah, I gotta go.
starting something. Billie Jean beat it.
Gene,
Like,
Billy beat it, boom, 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 boom. Y'all better go check
like,
out that Michael Jackson, that Thriller 40. That
like, yeah,
documentary was
like,
incredible, by the way.
Beat It is a pop. Beat It is a like Thriller is a pop album. Like it's the original. Like 30 million records when it first came. You can't beat that shit, man.
Shit, that shit still. Ain't nobody. I'm
That's
gonna say
that's back
this.
then when it came out.
Yeah, ain't nobody beating that album, man.
Ain't nobody beating it.
She said she saw Michael in concert. Did she fall out, Cheryl? He said, "Them ain't nah
That's
out
the
the
win.
window." And yeah, and they sample that to this day too. By the way,
Yeah, SWV.
yeah,
SW to the V. SW.
yeah. Shout out to for them Michael Jackson for letting them sample that because he didn't have to let her do it because that's a classic right there.
Yeah, 'cause my nigga Mike owned all his shit.
Exactly.
You saw in the documentary, he said the motherfuckers Mike got into it with them over that ET album.
Oh yeah, that ET album. He was mad. He said, "Man, y'all messed it up. Y'all gonna have to give my publisher."
Mm-hmm.
Hit that light, but yeah, he said that jacket to this day. I mean, my man Offset try to get it.
Yeah, the whole little outfit, is undefeated, man.
Oh, he touched your hand and you fell out, Cheryl.
My nigga Mike around this bitch touching hands, boy.
My man out here touching hands and touching babies, and they falling out too.
Right. That nigga
Cheryl
Mike
out
been
here
that
falling
nigga.
out.
That nigga Mike been that nigga since he was 5 years old, man.
That nigga said, man, that nigga went on and did his Jackson 5 joints, you know. Then they broke up. He said, man, I'm about to go do my solo thing.
You tired of them niggas, man?
Yeah. Like we got these niggas trash, man. Shout out to Tito though. Shout out to Tito and Jermaine, because them niggas wasn't trash though. My uncle got a bunch of Jermaine Jackson records, bro. Jermaine was talented, man.
You know, Jermaine dropped a diss record on Mike.
Yeah, he did.
That's wild as hell.
Quincy.
How you gonna drop a diss record on your brother though?
Right. Shout out to Tito though, man. I'm about the only one. Tito and Jermaine. I'm the only one out of the brothers that was talented. Then you had Janet. Other than that, nigga, them niggas bounce.
Damn. My nigga Randy was beating the Congos, man.
Yeah, Randy. Randy's a beast too, though.
Randy was cooking.
You know that nigga Randy was cooking, but everybody else, nigga, they was out of there, man.
Damn, you said that nigga Jackie was trash, huh?
Yeah, Jackie was trash. Nigga.
He was the oldest.
She was just there to be there. Michael Jackson said, "Just sit down. You gonna get paid."
That nigga Jackie was old as hell in the group. Like, bro, you too old to be even in the group, nigga.
Yeah, that nigga was leaving like he was about 25 with a bunch of teenagers, my nigga. Nigga out there dancing with a big ass fro on his head, man.
This nigga Jackie 35 in a boy band. Like, bro, come on, Jackie. Let's
right. And he let he let his father bully him. Like, nigga, you should have been out the house.
That nigga Jackie old as hell in the boy group, bro. That nigga was out of pocket, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm like, if I that nigga look, he was up there dancing. I'm like, man,
this nigga Jackie. Remember in the movie that nigga Jackie got married quick as hell.
He did though. That nigga Jay got married quick for he could be out the way. Nigga, he ain't want no parts of Joe Jackson, nigga.
This nigga Jackie and Reby got the fuck up out that bitch.
Reby was the smartest one. Nigga, you don't even see her. Dang.
No, off the wall ain't got no skills, man. Either one of them bitches ain't got no skills though.
They don't though. I like that pretty young thing, man. That nigga Michael Jackson like dun, 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 dun. Man, shout out to Quincy Jones for being the legend that he is.
Pretty young thing will rock with you though.
Oh man,
yeah.
I wanna rock with you. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Pretty Young Thing, man. Just the fact that I'm gonna have to go with that, man. Just that music, man. Like boom, boom, boom. I saw my people as a young age.
That's
Just
the
dancing
skate.
to that song,
That's the
man.
skate. That's the skating club. That's the skating anthem.
Yeah,
Like Mike,
man.
Mike, man. Because if I had to break it down, right, if I had to put, because you, as like we said earlier, right, it's only 9 songs on Thriller, and it's only 10 songs on Off the Wall. So
Mm-hmm.
I immediately take out uh Burn This Disco out of Off the Wall. I'm gonna take that out.
Yeah, I don't like that song,
I don't
but
like
I ain't
that
mad
song.
at it.
Yeah, it's straight, but I'm gonna take it out. So then I'm gonna put the track listings up together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna edge Off the Wall 5 to 4.
Off the Wall 5 to 4.
Off the Wall 5 to 4. If I had to,
All right, I'm looking at it right now. Go ahead.
yeah, Off the Wall 5 to 4. Cause like the first 5 songs,
I don't know though, man,
the
because
first
you the
five
oh my
songs,
bad.
the first 5 songs is what do it for me. Like after
Man,
after that, off the wall start getting washed.
I'm gonna tell you, a sleeper that why I pick Off the Wall. You the lady of my life.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, that shit. Fire. He was on that bitch singing his ass off on that
Man,
bitch.
that lady of my
He
life is
started
incredible,
crying.
man.
He started crying on that bitch. You can't compete when a nigga start crying.
And then you got the beat it. Like, come on, bro.
See
Like,
that all that shit winning. All that shit thrillers.
yeah.
That's you can't compete. But like it's the first 5 songs is where it happens at. Like Working Day and Night, Off the Wall, Girlfriend, She Out of My Life, and Can't Help It. That's a fire ass way to start the album out, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to edge it to a Thriller though, off that beat, because that dun 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 dun. Well, I ain't mad at Off the Wall though, man. Hey, my mind might change tomorrow,
But the thing
man.
is, but I'm saying, see, Beat It is the last song on the album. So
No, what you talking about on the CD?
yeah, on Thriller, they got Beat It as the last one, don't it?
Let me see. On what I'm looking at it right now, that's probably like the 5th song on the album. Let's Beat It. Billie Jean is 6 though. So we like
Like
Billie
the first
Jean.
5, yeah, like the first 5 songs, I go 4 to 1. I go four
Yeah,
to one.
yeah, like yeah, Torian.
If Beat It on there, if Beat It, you say Beat It number 5?
Yeah, Beat It number 5.
Yeah.
That I'm just saying though, like Off the Wall is incredible, but Thriller is too, man. I ain't picking, man.
Yeah,
This is giving Michael
yeah, we picking hairs right now.
right.
We,
Cause that lady of my life is incredible. That nigga was singing like he almost made me cry. I'm like, dang, Michael J, you know what I mean? I get you, bro. And then this nigga with Michael Jackson is incredible, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
I didn't know by that well, I watched that
Mm-hmm.
documentary. I didn't know Michael he wrote that many songs.
Bro, I kept telling people, all these damn Prince stands, that Michael Jackson wrote his songs, man. Like Quincy Jones was the music, you know what I mean?
The
He was doing
arrangement
his
and all that
thing.
shit.
Flacco, Jordan Bree. Yeah, y'all power. They said y'all power live stream was hilarious. Which one, bro?
Good looking, bro. We probably was on that bitch. You know, we be on that bitch fooling, bro. So all
Yeah.
them bitches be good.
Yeah, right. I can you lose count, man.
I haven't go to our own horn though. All them bitches fire, bro.
That's a fact, though. You ain't gonna be bored. That's one thing. He said, "With Lay's Eagle, you must be talking about the one when we talking about what's the dude, KJ Beats. You talking about that? Because other than that, I don't remember." Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mike, man.
Yeah, shout out to the
And then
greatest of
he
all
came
time,
around
man.
with Bad and Dangerous, man.
Oh man, yeah, he said, yeah, that one. Let me see. Let me look at this track list some more, man. Like, cause I was listening to that, like that Thriller.
Yeah, cause that burn, like they could have kept that burn of disco out off the wall.
Yeah, it didn't really mean. He said Quincy Jones. Quincy didn't want to mess with Michael at first. They got an album. She said they got together and made an album. Yeah, he ain't really.
Mike ain't know about Mike until the Oz. That's what he learned about Mike when they did the Oz. The Oz was fire too. Mike killed it with the what's the song he done that? The game. That shit was fire. But you can't get out of the game. You can. Yeah.
That
get out of the game.
Quincy Jones is a legend, but let's be honest though. Michael Jackson helped Quincy Jones' legacy go even more because at the point Quincy Jones was producing for people, but like in the 70s and 80s, that nigga was doing like movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Off the Wall was Dangerous, low key the best. Dangerous. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you out of pocket. I don't know. Dangerous? Hell no. Dangerous, but see, it's Mike.
You talking about the Remember the Time?
He talking about Remember the Time? Like, it wasn't that many slaps on there like that. Though.
It was probably like only like 6 slaps.
No, it was some slaps. I mean, see, Mike ain't and then Mike ain't about to put that many songs on his album though, nigga. So he
ain't give you no 12. He only gonna give you 10.
It's a Dangerous track with him.
It was at the Thriller was bad.
Yeah, Smooth Criminal, nigga. Then that was the one.
The Smooth Criminal. Boom, 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 bada boom, boom, bada boom, boom. He made sure he was gonna sit there and give you some dancing. That's why I don't understand, man. I don't understand how people compare Beyonce and Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. It's really no comparison.
It ain't no comparison to this shit, man.
I don't get it, to be honest with you. Like they all tell her to don't get it twisted, but man, they ain't. It's different. That's levels, man. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough was the first male Grammy. His first male Grammy. Okay. Don't Stop Till You Get It. Okay. Man, that when he made that video, man, on MTV, it was a wrap after that. That album to this day, man. People still trying to dance like that, man.
Because I don't think Quincy ain't no Dangerous. That's Teddy Riley.
Is he on Quincy is he on Bad?
Oh yeah, he on Bad. Yeah, he on Bad.
Okay. That's probably his last time playing. That's it, right?
Yeah, that was the last one. They was beefing on that bitch.
That's the one with Liberian Girl. Doom. That's Tupac took that sample, by the way. Yeah, after that, man, it was a wrap. You ain't see no more Quincy. I mean, you did, but you ain't see them work together no more. He said,
yeah, Dangerous was. I'm reading it like the Dangerous.
That's Teddy Riley, and it's half. It's something.
Yeah,
Teddy Riley and Babyface. How many songs you got on there?
Like 14, 15.
Let me see.
Too many songs on this bitch. Yeah, you can't compare this to Off the Wall and Thriller, man.
Let me see. You really can't though, man. Like Dangerous, you probably like that video. With
He probably like the Remember the Time video. That video, but no, man. We ain't doing that. We ain't disrespecting albums now.
He do got Jam on there though. Like Michael Jordan or whatever like that. He do got Jam on there.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But you can't. But
I'm not that. Mike shit got too loud, man.
Yeah, he got songs on here written and produced by Teddy Riley. This is the Teddy Riley album. Then he got Babyface. Like no this like Babyface is him, but Babyface ain't right for Michael Jackson. It's not a good combination.
Yeah, right. It don't mix right. You're right. Exactly.
That's why you never really heard him do much for. But even Janet Jackson was like, I don't want no song from no Babyface. No disrespect to Babyface, but when you're dealing with the music that he mostly love songs and stuff like that, you ain't gonna get him to do no hip hop songs because he don't fit that bill. Well, it was a good album though. You know what I mean? It was fire. It was better than a lot of stuff we listen to now. That you know what I mean. The other one, LT, I don't know if you remember this though. This is the Sony one. You Get Butterflies. That wasn't a bad album though.
Yeah, that was a newer shit.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the time? I remember that. He says, "It's close. Leave me alone." In the Michael Jackson got about a nice maybe 5 albums. Let me look at how many albums Mike. You Were Not Alone. R. Kelly wrote that song. R. Kelly, man.
Leave me alone. Yeah, that when they started talking about Michael fucking with them kids.
Yeah, You Were Not Alone. I think R. Kelly really wrote that song for him. And it was fire. Yo, that nigga R. Kelly a legend, man. That nigga wrote a song for Whitney Houston, R. Kelly, everybody. And he gave him that song. Screaming with Janet. That was I ain't gonna hold you, man. I rock with Janet heavy and Mike, but that was the most subpart mid song. That was disappointing, man. I remember as a kid, we said we want to see Michael Jackson and Janet get together. We looked at that video. I'm like, man, what the hell is this, man?
That shit was mid.
That shit was mid, man. You gotta go listen to it, man.
They spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money on the video, though. But as far as the song,
yeah,
that song was ass.
Yeah, man. It seemed like it was just like it reminded me of Tracy McGrady playing for the Pistons, my nigga. It was like a little bit too late, man.
Damn.
I'm just being honest with you, man. Like that should have happened when Michael Jackson was his prime. Like that just didn't do it for me, man. Oh, that nigga Torian begged the difference. He said, "Send me the link."
No, send that man the link.
Torian don't like that. I got you.
No, you're fucked up now.
Here you go. I listened to that song. I'm like, not for me.
Damn, that nigga Tori about to come break that shit down, bro. She was on that bitch talking to her, mumbling and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell?
What the fuck?
Right.
They were dancing their ass off in that bitch, though.
They was, though, but the song was mid, man. What's up, Tori? What's good, man?
Right.
Tripping Detroit.
What's good, man?
Hey, no, what up, though?
That song and video is a classic. You know, first off, just on the video alone, do you know how many people copied that video style after they did that?
In that style, I'm not lying. I'm not disagreeing with you.
What about the song, though?
No, the song had a good message because that was a way of Michael and Janet to go back at the media. That's literally that Scream song was literally a big fuck you to the media at the time. That's basically it was basically a diss track to the media.
But if you riding around in your song, and you riding around in your car listening to that song.
That song, okay, I'll put it this way. A little fun fact in case y'all didn't know. Scream, that's how Wes Craven came up with the title for the movie Scream. Was off of that song. Because at first he was literally going to call it Scary Movie. What's the irony that they came out with a Scary Movie like 5 years later? But that song is a classic. I remember the box back in the day.
I remember that.
That song was heavily requested on the box back in the day. Between that and You Were Not Alone, those two was heavily requested on the box back in the day.
That's fire.
And they're on the same album. They're on the History album.
But is that song a good song though?
Yes, it is a good song. That is a dope song. And that was a perfect collab for him and Janet to work on. It's just unfortunate that we never saw them perform it live together.
So me personally, man, I didn't like that song like that.
What didn't you like about the song?
It was too. I know the song was screaming. It was too much screaming. It was just past that. I think they should have did a song sooner than that. But the video was fire.
I'm glad they didn't do a song sooner than that because both of them, well, they were still both very much in, well, Janet was really getting that steam, and I know why she didn't do it so soon because she basically wanted to have her own thing and not live in the shadow of her brother. And I can understand that. It's basically being well established before you do that. So that for me, personally, that was the perfect time for them to do it, and that was a great song. And the numbers speak for itself, despite how you may feel about it.
I mean, the numbers do though, but it's
Michael you riding around in your car banging that? Like, is you going back? Is it an oldie but goodie?
Listen, if I'm riding around in my car and I want to turn that song, I'm gonna have it blasting in the damn car. I got the album downloaded on my phone.
I ain't playing that song.
I ain't playing that shit, man.
I'm going, you were not alone.
I'm playing that shit.
That's fire right there, man. Michael Jackson body that song.
I like that song too. That's another classic, timeless song too.
Oh, you like that song too? Okay, we on the same page with that, but that Michael Jackson song with him and Janet was mid. You know what I mean? Like I was disappointed. I'm like, we getting the same. We see the video. The video saved the record. If you ask me,
and Mike and John Jackson was making some fire ass music back then. That was some Mike ass music at that time.
Yeah, man.
Janet was making hits back then. Like
Janet Jackson was really her though. Like
yeah, honestly. She was in her pocket right then. That was like different from everything she was doing back then. I understand about the message and the videography and all the aesthetics of the video, but the actual song, me listening to that shit, I ain't going back to it.
No, I ain't going back. I don't think Tori ain't going back to it neither.
Listen. Like that's a song. That's a song that I can hear literally the lyrics playing right now in my head.
Oh, okay.
That's a good. That's like a good. I'm not even gonna be honest. Like that's one of those songs. I always say that DMX always makes some of the best fight music. Whenever like make you want to fight or something like that. That's like that's that type of song right there. That like literally like if you want to get the adrenaline pumping.
Man, my favorite. I'm gonna keep it above with you, man. I think I'm like you give me butterflies. I like that song right there.
I think Leave Me Alone better than Scream. I think Leave Me Alone.
The credible. Yeah, that was the one with Butterfly, but that, you know what I mean. That man, that was fire though. Sony was hating on Michael Jackson too because he owned everything. They did everything they can not to promote that album, and it still did like 3 million.
That's Mike, man.
Super Mike, y'all Sony, y'all some haters, man.
But also too, let's not also forget, that Michael Jackson also that's why I say I don't like to give him that title of King of Pop because he covered pretty much every genre of music. So I always like to give him that title, the King of Music, and I'm gonna stand firmly on that. And also, don't forget, he, did great in the rock category, like with Dirty Diana.
Yeah, Dirty Diana was incredible.
Like MTV and all the motherfuckers trying to change what rock and roll was, but everybody rock and roll black music, man. They did that shit. That shit had changed by the time 1980s got here, but rock and roll is black music, man. They try to steal it like they do every motherfucking thing else.
That's a fact, though. Me personally, I don't have a problem with them calling him the king of pop because he really is, though, because nobody was doing what he was doing. Ain't nobody to this day is doing what he's doing. I'm not hating, but Beyonce is not on that level. I don't see it, man. I just don't see this man, Michael Jackson. been had hits since he was damn near 5 years old, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to Beyonce and Chris Brown, but they ain't no king of pop.
No, what you should be worried about is them trying to compare him with Taylor Swift. That's what you should be worried about. Like, that's who they keep trying to pair him up with, and you know they just like Forbes or something just wrote this blasphemous article talking about is Bad Bunny the new king of pop. I said, who the hell is Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny, you know, we know who he is though, but
I know
nobody
who he
really
is.
listens to
I
him.
know who he is, but I'm just saying, who is he outside of his genre? Who is he?
Innocent Plant, yeah.
Okay, then.
He's a Spanish artist. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get rid of all the black artists to promote them so much. You know what I mean? Then you got Taylor Swift. You could thank Kanye for that, because if it wasn't for Kanye for what he was doing, we wouldn't even know who she is. Just saying though, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't think nobody gonna be better than no Michael Jackson, man. And that's not me trying to sound like no old head. You got kids that's trying to dance like Michael Jackson, and they weren't even born. I wasn't even born when Michael Jackson's first album came out. Or his second. I don't think what Thriller come out like in 80, like what, 81, 82?
83.
83. Okay, I was born then. But I was a baby, so you know what? I'm looking at people dancing to his music.
I take that back. No, the Thriller album came out in 82, but the Thriller video came out in 83.
Okay, I wasn't wrong then.
That Thriller campaign lasted a few years.
Yeah, MTV took forever trying to blackball that man not to play the music. People gonna talk about the documentary was born. It wasn't born to me. It was good. It showed me some things that I wanted to see. She said 79. Yeah, off the wall 79. Hey, this was Michael Jackson did. Michael Jackson album came out in the crack era, though. That's the crazy part. Let me see. Usher, Chris Brown, The Weeknd are Michael Jackson kids. Pretty much The Weeknd. I don't even know how the hell he even got in that conversation. Who put him in that conversation? Who put him in that conversation, OT?
Well, I don't know who came up with that bullshit, but I disagree vehemently.
You put him in that conversation? I know Tory ain't put him in that conversation.
The conversation is even being had.
Man, look, bro. Hey, man, while you up here, you know what I mean? I'm going to just say this, man. Tory, I had watched, and then shout out to Tamika for letting you know, letting you know about the documentary. Then I was in your Discord, Tory, and just going through something. I'd be up in there. I'd be scared. I don't be scared to talk, but I don't want nobody kicking me. So I just be sitting there. I just be sitting there looking, because you know Tory and Miles don't play, nigga. You go up in that damn Discord, nigga. You do the wrong thing, they get you up out of there. So I'm in there looking at, like, you know, on the murder of Boston. So I say, okay, I'm sitting there. Me and OT sitting there arguing with OG, and you know, and then I said I went on and I'm about to go to sleep. I got to get up in the morning. But I got up around like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, man, let me look at this documentary, because I can't really go back to sleep. Man, I looked at that I said the first 20, 30 minutes of that documentary, bro. I said, man, what the heck is going on here, bro? Man, I looked at that documentary, bro. That I don't want to tell it for nobody. I knew for a fact that nigga was, that white guy was lying. Wasn't no black person that killed his wife. But that's gonna be on episode 2, though. I don't want to tell the doc.
Why the fuck did they have Polo G on that Michael Jackson documentary?
I don't know why they had Polo G on that documentary. He don't know nothing about Michael
Jackson. I just thought about that
shit
shit when I read that comment when he said Michael Jackson kids.
Oh, she said after kids. I shout out for real.
Hey, whenever I say, hey, when I just said that them kids shit, and I just saw that nigga Polo G on that bit, I'm like, who the fuck idea that I have Polo G on this documentary, bro?
Polo G was just, I don't know why I don't even think he even listened to a Michael Jackson album.
Yeah.
I think one issue that a lot of people probably had with the documentary was that none of his siblings were interviewed.
Right.
They don't need to be in there. What they gonna talk about?
Yeah, he won. He was secluded.
Well,
to
no,
himself.
actually, no. At least they should have at least tried to see if they could have got something from Janet and maybe Reby. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Janet and Reby because Janet and Reby actually did background vocals for one of those songs on that album. I forgot what song it was. They got background vocal credit.
You know, I'm gonna tell you what. The only thing I ain't like about the documentary that I don't know what they
didn't talk
to do.
about "Lady in My Life." That was another thing that I didn't.
Yeah,
like. They did not talk about that song.
I have seen better documentaries on Michael Jackson than that one.
Yeah, I agree. The documentary was good. The only thing I didn't like about it is how they didn't have Jermaine over there, because Jermaine helped with that album. He helped with that Thriller album. He was helping Michael Jackson write them songs, and they ain't put him in there. So I was just trying to wonder where was he at. Jermaine is a bad boy. I don't think Jermaine and Tito get the credit that they deserve, bro. I know they was the background dancers or whatever like that, but as far as that pen and playing them instruments, they did their thing.
Mm-hmm. But one thing I was writing in your chat, Detroit, you probably missed the comment I left, is that I don't know if y'all ever seen the videos on YouTube where Michael Jackson does the vocal layering.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did it on his Off the Wall album, and he did it on his Thriller album, where he would basically record his voice in like 5 different tones, and they would stack them all together on top. Like he did it a lot. Like if you listen to like the Thriller song, you can hear it on that song a lot. You think it's him and background singers, but it's really all his voice, but just sung in different octaves.
Okay, because they what I got with the document, y'all got to watch it. I'm not gonna do no review. What I looked at the doc is him having them noises that he was making. You know what I mean? Like them noises was crazy, but it went with the song though. If y'all he was in his bag. If y'all listen to Thriller album and Off the Wall, you kind of know what voices do. You know what they talking about.
What you Off the Wall or Thriller? Sorry.
It's kind of hard. I mean, because I like both albums, but for different reasons. Like Off the Wall was a straight up R&B album. Like that was just a straight up R&B album, whereas Thriller is now a mix. You have R&B, you have pop, and you have rock, all mixed into one album, and it's still good. Like Thriller is like one of those damn near flawless albums, and it's very hard to make those, especially nowadays. But so is Off the Wall. Like both albums, you can play front to back with no skips. You can listen to it in the shuffle. But like I said, it's really hard for me to choose. But I will say this. One of the first songs that I got exposed to with Michael Jackson was definitely The Lady in My Life, which of course is on the Thriller album. I never forget like Small Story. Y'all remember that Moonwalker movie that came out that around Bad?
I remember that.
That was when that's when he had like a whole bunch of videos, and that was like they also had like the long form video for Smooth Criminal where he turned into the Lamborghini and the robot. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that on a VHS tape for the first time back in the early 90s when I was a little kid. And I had watched the whole thing, and I was at my godmother's house because I think they had some kind of a function or something like that. And I was upstairs, like in the living room, watching the tape. Everybody else was down, so I think I probably was the only one up there. I probably didn't even care what was going on down in that basement. And I was listening, like watching that tape, and I was just so mesmerized by it. And when we was getting ready to leave, I was like, "Mommy, Daddy, do you know of this man named Michael Jackson?" And it was like they probably was like, "I hope so," because we are like in the same age bracket. So, and because I'm trying to, because at that point, like his name really didn't float around that much in the house like that. So when I watched that, ever since then, I became obsessed with that dude. I had to listen to every single thing. So my dad, luckily, he had like the vinyl records. Like he had the records, like the Off the Wall record and the Thriller record, and he would put that on and let me listen to it. And I became a huge fan ever since.
Michael Jackson was the big. And people gonna say I'm reaching with this, but I'm not. If you was there, you could see it. Michael Jackson was the biggest artist the biggest entertainer ever, and that goes for sports, boxing. I mean, that is for sports, acting, whatever. He was bigger than your favorite actor and basketball player. That includes Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson.
He had celebrities, grown men going crazy. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. I'll let you know a perfect example. Do y'all remember back in 2002? I think it was.
BET Awards.
No, not the BET. Well, this is before the BET Awards.
Okay.
Remember he went to Summer Jam?
Well, Jay-Z and
yeah. Like, you know, like they was all performing on stage and everything like that, and they didn't know Michael Jackson was there. I think Jay-Z was the only one that knew that Michael Jackson was coming, or at least he put it out there that he was going to come, but they wasn't sure. It wasn't nothing locked in. And y'all can go on YouTube and actually look it up, because someone found that footage and put it up on YouTube like last year, and people was like very excited that they did, because for years we only saw pictures, we never saw actual video. And then Jay-Z had went off the stage after they had performed, and then he went behind the stage, and people was like, where did he go? And then he came back out, and all you saw was this person come up right behind him, and the people went crazy. And the people who was on the stage, like the rappers that was on the stage at that time, they could barely contain themselves. They tried to hide it, but they couldn't. They was all out there fanboying out just like the rest of them, and they probably would have fainted just like, you know, everyone else in that crowd almost did. I mean, it was so loud in there. You got to think that was when you had that low quality camera back then. We didn't have 4K HD back then, so it like the quality was not like that good. But there was people in there screaming to the top of their lungs, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was some of the guys that were screaming like little girls. That's just the effect that Michael Jackson had on even grown men.
And Michael Jackson didn't say a word. He was just standing there.
Yeah, he didn't say a word. He just walked right out there, let his presence be known. And it's crazy because all the guys that was with Jay-Z on the stage, they were all kind of huddled. But then when Michael Jackson came on the stage, they kind of broke the huddle up and just stood into the background, and the spotlight like really went onto him, and everyone else just faded into the background. It was, you would have thought that it was a Michael Jackson concert. Man, listen, I'm telling you right now, if Michael Jackson would have just like moved his foot, if he would just tap his foot, the crowd would have lost it. The crowd would have lost it if he would have just tapped his foot.
People had made me laugh when they said Michael Jackson would have never been broke. He would never been broke. He still would have had a lot of money. Or he was about to go on a world tour and make that money back. And Michael Jackson was allowed today. He ain't got to do much. I mean, Drake didn't really do nothing when he went on tour. He gave you about 30 minutes. If Michael Jackson can make $1 million by not doing nothing.
It's a video that's online. It's this YouTube channel called The Detail that talks about a lot of stuff dealing with Michael Jackson. A lot of stuff that some people don't even know. But they did one about his finances, like about finances even back to when he was a kid and the type of money he was making when he was with the Jackson 5. All the way back then, he was doing very well back then as a child in the 70s. And then they talked about like all the money and stuff that he amassed and wealth through his life. But it wasn't until after he died where he amassed the most of his wealth. So it's safe to say Michael Jackson made more money in death than he ever did alive. And that's a fact. And mind you, he's been dead a less amount of time than he's been alive.
Michael Jackson if Michael Jackson would have stayed in the Middle East with the kings and queens, he probably still be alive to this day, because they begged him not to come back to the U.S.
Michael Jackson, he could listen. That man could make a home wherever he landed.
Exactly,
and they would have welcomed him with open arms.
Yeah,
I think he got more respect overseas than he did here.
Oh, they loved him overseas. They was crying and everything like that.
But yeah, I remember when he was on the BET Awards that year when he got surprised James Brown. You had grown men in tall tees and jerseys that are way too big that look like dresses and baggy jeans jumping up and down like like they saw the second coming. Like when he came out there, I remember I just happened to be watching the video online when Michael Jackson had surprised James Brown when he got that Lifetime Achievement Award back in 2004. And when Michael Jackson went over to the podium to read off of his sheet what he was going to say to James Brown, I kid you not, if you look at the video in the bottom left corner, there's this grown man jumping up and down on, like, I'm literally, like, you would have thought he was at Sky Zone, the way that he was jumping up and down on that floor like he was on a trampoline. That man was jumping high. I mean, he looked like he was about to do the cannonball into the pool. I was like, this grown man.
Exactly.
I said, all Michael did was walk over to the podium, and he jumping up and down with him just walking to the podium.
I remember people was damn near at the BET Awards, like India, Irie, and all of them. They was damn near crying and happy. That nigga, he wasn't gonna do. He was just gonna present. He presented James Brown the coat and everything like that. But once he started dancing, them niggas almost they fell out of there, man. He was dancing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Too.
Like the thing is, everybody was already going crazy as it was. You know, James Brown is a legend and an icon himself. But when Michael came out onto that stage, that volume went even higher. It made you glad that the ceiling was able to hold all of that in. They probably would have collapsed the place. But yeah, he was just coming after to put the coat on him. But then James Brown convinced him to do a little dance, and he did that little dance. And Michael Jackson could barely contain himself because he was a big fan. It's an inspiration. That was his blueprint.
Yeah. That's where he was. I remember one time I'm on Christmas Day. Y'all don't know if y'all know, man. Like Christmas Day, James Brown funeral. You know what I mean? It was on Christmas Day, and you had MC Hammer and all of them. They was dancing it for all he wanted was people to be at his I guess that was some type of funeral or whatever like that. But they was in there like dancing and stuff in his casket or whatever like that, bro. That funeral was crazy. It was on BET too, by the way.
Yeah,
on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day.
I remember my dad telling me that he had went to a Jackson 5 concert back in the day when he was a kid. His mother, my grandmother, had took him and his brothers to go see them back in the early. This was back when like ABC and all that just came out. And he said that, you know, they was kind of high up. And he said Michael and his brothers looked like ants on the stage because of how high up it was. But he said we could barely hear them singing because them girls were screaming so loud the entire time. Like they never let up. They were screaming from the time they got on stage to the time they got off it, and even when they were off, they were still screaming.
But Michael Jackson was the legend that he is and always will be. It ain't going nowhere. Even when we ain't here, people will know. We got to keep him. We got to keep that man legacy. And just not Michael Jackson. We got. I mean James Brown and. Let's protect Stevie Wonder because we about to leave, but Stevie Wonder is and nobody don't want that smoke from Stevie Wonder. Nobody.
I've seen Stevie Wonder in concert. I've seen Stevie Wonder in concert for the first time back in 2010. I was 21.
I saw him 3 times,
and I saw him in concert. And when I tell you that this man still sounds like he did on the record back in the day when he recorded when he was like in his early 20s, his voice has not changed. He still has that youthful sounding voice. It's still smooth. It's still crisp. It's not a crack in place. And he's singing live. As Prince said, the mic is on.
Yeah, what's up? What up, Paperboy? What's good? The mic. Hey, man, look, man. Michael, the Stevie Wonder is just different, bro. He just different.
Was the song that made me a Stevie Wonder fan.
Hey, Stevie Wonder can perform all day. He could perform for 7 hours. A lot of artists can't do that. And it just ain't going off his albums, his songs that he wrote for other people.
Right. I remember Stevie Wonder had performed with somebody. I think he was like a surprise guest at the Super Bowl one time. And Stevie Wonder got up from that piano and started tap dancing. I was like, hold on. I said, first I was kind of worried for Stevie Wonder's safety a little bit, but I was like, hold on. Someone make sure that they watch me because I don't want to, have an accident. But Stevie Wonder was up there like shuffling them feet.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to that Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder goated. He said he ain't got nothing to worry about. He ain't got nothing to worry about.
I said once Stevie Wonder start banging on them keys and he start moving that head, he into it. And speaking of Stevie Wonder, he co-wrote Rock With You.
Yeah, he did. He wrote for Michael Jackson's first album too. It Can't Help, yeah. He wrote that too. Michael Jackson's a legend, man. Stevie Wonder's a legend. He wrote for a lot of people.
He gave us the black version of Happy Birthday and also made it a tribute to Martin Luther King.
He did.
A lot of people don't realize that when people start singing Happy Birthday, a lot of people they don't even realize that's his song. I'm like, yeah, that's Stevie Wonder's song.
That's his song.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I do think I think Off the Wall is Michael Jackson Illmatic.
What's that?
I think Off the Wall is Michael Jackson's Illmatic album. I think that's his best album.
I mean, I'm not even mad at that. I just think like the most complete album is gonna be Thriller because it had everything you wanted as an album. It had the dance and the singing. It just had everything you needed in there, man. And it made and then you know Michael Jackson. You know, what I mean, that's his second album. He really put his all into that too. You could tell he did. He wanted it. He was hungry.
And you know, one thing too that I like when I was watching the documentary is that Michael Jackson was not going to settle for being mediocre. He wasn't going to settle. He wasn't going to settle for being average. That's why he said when Off the Wall came out, he felt slighted that he felt like that was a great album, but it didn't get the recognition he felt it deserved. So he said, okay, then this next album is going to be the biggest album ever. He spoke that into existence. He spoke Thriller being the biggest album ever into existence, and it happened. And he and the people who work with him put their all into that album, and it paid off, and still paying off today.
The way the Girl's Mind sound, I really thought that Paul McCartney wrote that song. When I found out that's the first time I figured out Michael Jackson wrote that song is on the documentary. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Or at least co-wrote, like maybe
yeah.
At least he wrote his part and Michael wrote his part, but Michael wrote the whole song. That was a very interesting thing that they said in the documentary because, you know, when you think of the Thriller album, you wouldn't have expected that one, The Girl Is Mine would be the lead single, and two, to even be a single period, because that song kind of stands differently from the other songs on the album. And for it to be the first song, you would think that maybe Billie Jean. For a long time, a lot of people thought Billie Jean was the first song off the album, but it was The Girl Is Mine.
Yeah, Girl Is Mine. Yeah, he had the Beatles catalog. He bought it from him.
And let's put it into perspective. That Thriller album, another reason people like that Thriller album is because, of course, with the video, or as Michael Jackson liked to call it, the short film for Thriller. Like he said in that documentary, he was a bit shady when he said it. He said, you know, I want people to be their best. Like, I don't want people to be mediocre when they're releasing their videos, because anyone can just put something out there and like say, here it is. He says, I'm setting the standard. And he's basically saying, I put this out here now. You try to top that. You're not going to do it, but you can try. But at least you're putting your best foot forward, and you're not giving us average and mid crap.
He basically said the video.
And guess what? Ever since then, everybody's been trying to do it. Like when you think of people doing like these movie style videos nowadays, just know Michael Jackson did it first with Thriller.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure if they don't know, they better do their homework. He basically said this. What he basically said before we out, man. He basically said the people that's doing their music now at that time, the video, he basically said it was trash. He said
basically. That's why I say he was shady. He wasn't going to come out and say it because Michael Jackson was a humble, wholesome person. But that's what he was saying. He said, y'all putting out some trash. He said, let me go in here and like really show you how it's done. And he did it, and everybody's been trying to play catch up ever since for the last 40 years.
And before that's a fact though. Before we go though, man, I had somebody was asking me that did Quincy Jones play instruments because he never saw him play. I said, you crazy. I said, Quincy Jones play instruments. I said he played the piano. He did the music for I don't watch that movie, but what's the name of that with Whoopi Goldberg and Color Purple, right? Yeah, he did that for the music for Color Purple. I think he did. Yeah. Well, ain't that the movie with Stevie? I'm not Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah and Danny. Yeah. So,
the Color Purple.
The Color Purple. He did that. He did a lot of stuff. He even helped Ray, with his music. Even though Ray did it, his own, the keyboards and stuff like that. Like, yeah, the man can play. You know what I mean? Even though Quincy Jones is jealous of Prince because Prince is a better keyboard player than him, but it is what it is.
And just like what Tamika said right there, she said when MJ dropped the video, that was a movie night in my house. That's another thing. Michael Jackson would drop or announce that he gonna drop a music video. They would literally shut down a whole primetime network, multiple networks, just to air it. It's funny because when they were talking in the documentary, and Mary J. Blige, she says they premiered Thriller in the middle of the day. It wasn't something that premiered at night. You would think it would, considering the theming of it, but they said it was in the middle of the day. She said they cut school just to stay home and watch it. That's how big of a deal it was.
You had people that I know when I was a kid that bought that red jacket. They bought that red jacket. It might have been not the one he was wearing, but they found the red jacket and they was.
You didn't have the red jacket, Detroit?
No, I had. I was too young to. I know my uncles and stuff. They was wearing that red jacket. They was wearing that. Me personally, I was a baby. I'm looking at these niggas wearing the red jacket, and that red jacket was lasting to '85. By the way, it ain't just 1 year and it went away. They was wearing that red jacket, dog. Because that Thriller was I'm gonna say that, man. Thriller was. That video was so crazy, right? That ain't just, you know how some videos last maybe for a year. That was lasting for almost the whole part of the 80s.
Yeah, because Michael Jackson had a very interesting fashion sense. Like everything he wore became like iconic. Like for instance, when he was at the Grammys, that blue and gold thing he had on with the glitter. Oh my God, that's an iconic outfit right there. I always wanted to know how much did that jacket weigh? That thing looked like it weighed a couple of pounds.
Man, look, bro. Michael Jackson was a fashion king, man. He had the jacket with the glitter, you know what I mean, with the glasses. Like, we ain't gonna talk about Michael Jackson. You know, my man, and Thriller, he had off the wall. That's when he had the fro. He had a fro.
Don't forget and rock with you with that glitter outfit. I say only he is pulling that off.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's why, like, hey, OT. That's why they were saying that we you know when we were saying it just our opinion, not Torian's opinion. It's not close when it comes to in my opinion, when it comes to Prince and Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson was a mega star. Prince was a star too.
Yeah, it's a whole different level, man.
It's just levels to it, man. It's like no disrespect to, like, I don't want to do it to him, but like I ain't gonna say it, man. But like prime example, like when Magic Johnson hit that flow and Larry Bird, it was no disrespect to Larry Bird. Larry Bird was him. But when Magic Johnson, when he got on that court and started smiling and with Showtime Lakers, you ask anybody in the 80s who their favorite player is, they're gonna say Magic. Off rip. They're gonna say Larry Bird is a bad boy, but they're gonna say who your favorite player is. They're gonna say, man, Irvin Magic Johnson. Michael Jackson ran the 80s. Damn near almost ran the 90s. He did every era. He didn't even put out the albums. He was just going from the country to country, waving his hand, making it. And he did the We Are the World. That was a hit.
I think 89 was the last time he toured in the United States. 89 tour was the last one.
That was the end of his bad tour.
Yeah, I know he did the Super Bowl performance, but besides that, he wasn't even performing in America no more.
And that's another thing, OT. I'm glad you said that too. Before Michael Jackson did the Super Bowl, the halftime Super Bowl in '93, y'all should have seen how whack and mid and trash those Super Bowl halftime shows were before then. He literally came in and changed the trajectory. They basically said Michael Jackson saved the Super Bowl halftime show because they said if they did one more year of a trash mid halftime show, they were going to cut it out altogether. It was just going to be one of the things where it wouldn't have been a thing. But he came in, he literally saved it, and everyone had to meet a certain expectation ever since then. I'm telling you, that man raised that bar so high, people are still trying to touch it. Their fingernails can't even reach it.
I know that Super Bowl performance. Man, he stood there for about 5 minutes before he said the word. He just stood
Yeah.
and again, one of the things he just stood there, and I was actually looking at some like behind the scenes stuff. And one of the people that was on the stage with him, they was like, Mike, when are you going to start? Because we are on a timer. You know, you only got like 13 minutes, and you
That
already
nigga just
wasted about
stood
5.
there.
You
He
wasted about
stood there.
5 minutes just standing there. So now we went from 13 down to 8. It's like, come on, we got to get this thing going.
Michael Jackson, I'm gonna say this, Michael Jackson, you ain't rushing him to do nothing. He gonna perform when he want to perform.
The Super Bowl, the game is gonna get held up.
Exactly.
I forgot
You
who
know
it was.
he was.
Because I forgot who it was who said that they were, because they wasn't the Cowboys in the Super Bowl that year?
The Cowboys, and I think it was the Cowboys and
Buffalo?
the Buffalo.
Yeah, it was Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin when he was playing with the Cowboys. And he had came out of the locker room when they were supposed to be going over plays for the second half. And he said he snuck out of the locker room and to see Michael Jackson perform as much as he could before he had to go back in. He said, I have to seize this moment right here because I may never see this man perform ever again. He said that was one of the best things I could have ever did that day besides playing this game.
They didn't see him perform not in the U.S.
Exactly. So he did the right thing by doing that.
But the crazy thing, Michael Jackson was about to go on a world tour again before he died.
That This Is It tour. Like that's what he was rehearsing for.
Man,
and I think he was going to start overseas, and I think that was his way of also saying this was going to be his last tour, but this was going to also be the first time he was going to come back to tour in the States because he was going to start overseas and then work his way back into the States. But unfortunately, that never happened.
I ain't gonna hold you though. When he said he was when it was announced, I was about to go. I was about to.
Yeah, it was people. I was sitting here contemplating myself, but I was like, I don't know. I'm a college student. I don't got no money like that.
I was about to go. I was about to tell the people, "Yep, it's a wrap. I'm going." I ain't never seen Michael Jackson perform ever. I mean, I saw him on TV, but I ain't never seen him in person. I said, it's time to go. And then that nigga died. I'm like, God damn. That's a goddamn shame, bro. Hey, Pepsi owe a lot of money to Michael Jackson. He kept them niggas relevant.
And that was an interesting little thing that they talked about in the documentary, too, about the Pepsi. You know, because initially they were saying that it was because of Don King. And that was like a deal that him and Joe Jackson put together because initially it wasn't going to be with Pepsi. It was going to be with another company. I think 7-Up or something like that. But Don King being a huge promoter at the time and he had a lot of attention his way, they ended up going with that. And when they said Michael Jackson in the commercials, if you look at it, he's not on screen for more than 3 seconds and he's never holding the Pepsi can or a bottle because he didn't like soda. He wasn't a soda fan.
Don King and Al Heyman.
Yeah, and the album is that deal. Like he made a lot of stuff happen, man. But we'll come back for this for part 2, man. We'll be up here all night.
I was getting ready to say the same thing, man. I could talk about this dude all day.
We are, you know what I mean? We might have to come up here Tuesday and talk about him then, OT. It's thing Michael Jackson got a documentary is not good enough for Michael Jackson because it's too much stuff that go. You could go when he
we talk about we can talk about Bad and Dangerous next.
Oh, for sure.
Or you want to talk about the pre Jackson 5 and the Jacksons. I like to talk about the Jacksons after they left Motown.
Michael Jackson got some songs by himself before he even came out with Off the Wall album.
Yeah. A lot of people think that. Yeah, a lot of people think Off the Wall was his first solo album, but it was like, nah, he had a couple of solo albums before then.
Where You Want to Be was fire.
You said Ben. Oh yeah, Ben. Like that's the crazy part. How can someone with such a voice like that at such a young age make such a beautiful song about one of the most dirtiest rodents on the planet and make it sound good?
Lays, what up, though? Before we be
what's up?
My G.
Phil, man, I came up to support my brothers. You already know what time it is, man.
Lays done moonwalked himself up to this panel.
What up, man?
Y'all was talking about the performances, the Super Bowl performances, right? I get it. Michael Jackson's better than Prince, man. But 2006, Chicago Bears versus Indianapolis Colts. He did Purple Rain, bro. It actually started fucking raining, bro.
That was God right there. That was looking out for him.
Oh God, that
Because
was
that ain't
crazy.
supposed to happen right there.
And I will say
was
that
magic.
his stage, Prince's stage and his symbol was fire. That was a dope stage with the purple outlining. That was fire.
Prince is a legend. Ain't gonna get it twisted now. When that man get on them keys and that guitar, it's a rap. We know what he can do. Never get it twisted. He wrote for a lot of people too.
Yeah, it's all just black excellence. You feel me? At the same
Most
time,
definitely.
but Michael Jackson.
I keep saying what that Prince and Michael Jackson collab would have been.
Yeah,
It would have been fire if Quincy Jones would have never gotten away. I think Quincy Jones messed it up for him. He wanted them niggas to beef, and he did a good job doing it though. Talking about Prince can't play the piano. You crazy?
he was the one that could play every instrument, right, Detroit? I think.
Yeah, damn near every instrument. Yeah,
That's crazy.
He was a true musician.
he did everything, bro. He had no. Prince was an a-hole though, man, because he'll let you know I do not want you playing my song. I will not let you sample me. And if you do sample him and you don't get no clearance,
well, here's the thing too. He said he won't let you sample his songs unless you own the rights to your
musers. Yeah.
Because he told Nas that. Nas has said Prince, I think he said he wanted to do a collab or sample one of his songs. He asked Nas one question. He says, "Do you own your masters?" Nas told him no. He said, "Well, then I can't help you." He says, "Come back to me when you get your masters." He told Nas this. And the thing is, Nas didn't get mad. Nas didn't make a diss track. Nas did what he had to do to get his masters so he could sample whatever it is of Prince's he wanted. And I commend Prince for that because he believed that a lot of black artists needed to own their masters, and I can't even knock him for that.
They said Prince was a G, bro. He just looked like that. They say he was a gangster, bro.
He was a G. He could. I know one thing. He could play basketball. I'll give him that.
Oh, and Prince was shady as damn. So that man was very expressive. Like he told it like it was. He didn't bite his tongue for nobody.
He told Alicia Keys that too. Like, baby, you own your masters. He was like, nope. She was like, nope. Well, I can't let you do it. I'm sorry.
And she ended up getting it because she ended up remaking one of his songs for her Diary of Alicia Keys album, which is a fire album, by the way. I think her best album, to be honest. And she remade one of his songs. I said, she got her masters because he let her remake one of her songs.
She did the same thing with DJ Quick, but he sampled that on Tupac All Eyes on Me album. That was a Prince sample, but the only thing is DJ Quick, I own my stuff, and he rock with Quick. So he said you go ahead and do your thing. You know what I mean? Quick, the Prince was gonna get paid. He said, I don't want you if you ain't own your own masters. You can't do that because I don't want these rich, eating off me. They ain't gonna eat off my music no more. Shout out to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis too for helping Prince with a sound because they damn sure did. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis don't get enough credit that they deserve. I think
fire producers.
Yes, they is.
The stuff that they did with Janet's Control album is like something made straight out of heaven.
Yep, I think I'm gonna in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna give them their appreciation that they need because they did a lot of stuff for some people. New Edition need to show some love to them because they saved them because Bobby Brown was getting them hits. And he was embarrassing them until Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis did that ass album, and then they was the one that said y'all need to come out with y'all BBD and did them hits for him.
Are you talking about the Any Heartbreak album?
That
album is. Listen, another album that you can play with no skips.
Man, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That's what it should have been right there. No, Teddy Riley, that's my brother. You know what I mean? I think it needed to do I rock with Teddy Riley heavy, but I think it needed to be Babyface and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis would have made Babyface sweat. They would have probably smoked them too because they got too many stuff, man. Jimmy Jam, that you throw in that Control album, it's a problem. You ain't got to do nothing else. I'm just being honest. Throw in a Control album. I'm just saying, man. Before we go, man, what you got? Not what you got coming. We already know what we doing. What's your favorite album, Lays? Off the Wall or Thriller?
I'll say probably Thriller. Like that Thriller song, I listen to how he sing, man. You know what I'm saying? Paul's like it's Thriller. Like I like melodies a lot.
Okay.
So, like, he won me over with that. Off the Wall, I was a little too young.
Thriller is everybody's favorite work, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it was just incredible, man. Just being honest with you, man. It's like, I don't know. By the way, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they produced on the SOS band too, by the way, you know. But you know, they ain't gonna give them no credit for that, man. You know what I mean? They just
That's fine. We may not have a biggest platform as to, you know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or whatever the case may be, but we'll give them their flowers, and that's all that matters.
we're gonna give them their flag because they deserve it. Because they damn they helped Janet Jackson just, oh my God, man. Like that movie was incredible. I mean, that not movie, but that album was incredible. They gave her 2 bodies of works though. Shout out to Janet Jackson though, man, because they trying to rest Baby Girl out of history. I'm glad she went on tour to remind her with them hits she got.
Yeah, I actually saw her in concert back in 2017 when she came to my job, and she still got it.
She got it, man. She still dance the same way, and she's still
not
singing.
doing. I'll put it this way: she's not doing the lap dances anymore. So to all the guys out there that's going to her concerts, thinking she'll pull you up on stage, you could you could think again. You missed your out. She's not doing the lap dances no more.
She ain't doing them no more, man. But she did them back in her early days, man. You couldn't touch her neither.
Yes.
But we up out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yep.